What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with another news video. Now join us now as Wrestlelamia looks at the wildest news stories and rumours you need to know, including John Cena doing something very humble during his time in WWE, WWE superstars sign new multi-year contracts, a WWE superstar has been pulled from a live event, a new title on the way, a former WWE ECW WCW veteran wrestler fighting cancer, some possible returns at the 2020 Royal Rumble, Luke Harper to AEW and WWE going commercial free on Dynamite and NXT, and WWE is trying to censor a former WWE Champion. And no, it's not Chris Benoit. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos. But let's waste no further time and get straight into the first bit of news, as John Cena did something very humble during his time in WWE. Now, the 16-time world champion has taken a lot of flack in WWE, and was at one point the most polarizing superstar in the world, with children loving him and teenagers and adults hating him, even more so than Roman Reigns. Cena is to be believed as one of the true successors to Hulk Hogan. He was a role model to kids and represented the power of positivity with his never-give-up attitude. It's amazing to think that this has been the first year since 2001 that Cena has broken the streak by not wrestling on a single WWE pay-per-view in the year. Whilst he did wrestle on Monday Night Raw in the beginning of the year, and appeared as the Doctor of Thugonomics at Wrestlemania 35, he didn't actually wrestle on the pay-per-view. But one thing's for sure is that he's had some memorable moments in WWE, one being his on-screen relationship with Nikki Bella, as the two were legitimately in love, with Cena proposing to Nikki at Wrestlemania 33. Throughout their relationship, he made regular appearances on WWE's reality TV series Total Divas and Total Bellas, but here's the thing, despite appearing in around 30 episodes of the reality series, Nikki Bella revealed that Cena didn't accept a single paycheck to appear. Nikki Bella revealed in an interview with Health magazine, "The one thing I really regret about showcasing the breakup is that no one got to hear John's voice, and it just seems so one-sided. I felt like that wasn't fair to him because he was on this journey with us from the beginning. What people don't realize is that John never took one paycheck from Total Bellas. It was beautiful. He was fully there to support me. I'll never forget his support and his love. That's what made me sad. I don't want to say it became the Nikki show, but in a way it did, because you didn't get to see John anymore." That's pretty upstanding of John Cena. Next up, WWE superstars sign new multi-year contracts. While there may be a number of WWE superstars queuing up backstage to hand in their notice for release, as they feel underappreciated in the company, there are still a number of wrestlers who feel more opportunities await them or are happy with their current position and have subsequently signed new multi-year deals with WWE. During this week's edition of WWE Backstage on Fox, Ryan Satin revealed on the Satin Sheet segment that all three members of the New Day have signed 5-year deals at the same time. He also revealed that the Street Profits have also signed new deals with the company, though no details of the length of the contract have been revealed. Both Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins have been on fire ever since their move to the main roster, and judging by the way things are going, the duo should be having a reign as Raw Tag Team Champions very soon. As for the New Day, despite Xavier Woods being on the sideline with an injury, they continue to be one of the most over-tagged teams in recent times. Next up, a WWE superstar has been pulled from a live event. In yesterday's news, we reported that one half of the Women's Tag Team Champions, Kairi Sane, was due to return over the Christmas holidays, specifically at an MSG house show on 26 December, after it was believed that she suffered a concussion at the TLC pay-per-view. However, PW Insider has sadly announced that Sane has been pulled from the event. They mentioned, "This afternoon, the decision was made to pull Kairi Sane from the post-Christmas live events, at least as an in-ring performer. We sincerely hope she's okay and that she's only being pulled from one event and it's nothing too serious. Wrestlelamia would like to wish Sane a speedy recovery." Next up, a new title? It seems like WWE is still looking to redesign more titles. Both Shinsuke's Intercontinental Championship and The Fiend's Universal Belts have had a change of design, but wrestling belt creator Dan Beltzer recently announced on Twitter new US belt was delivered. No idea what it looks like. Beltzer also revealed that new SmackDown Tag Team Championship belts have been made, but have yet to be used. We do hope that it's going to be a radical change from the current design, especially their SmackDown Tag Team Championships. They're definitely not our favourites. Next up, a former WWE, ECW, WCW wrestling veteran is fighting cancer. Whilst he may not have been well known in the WWE as Freddie Joe Floyd or in WCW, Tracy Smothers was better known in ECW as part of the full-blooded Italians faction, together with Little Guido and Tommy Rich. He also called out JBL for a real fight after learning JBL legitimately punched the Blue Meanie at ECW's One Night Stand pay-per-view. Sadly, the 57-year-old wrestling veteran revealed that he's battling lymphoma cancer and also suffered a heart attack without even realizing it. He wrote on his Facebook page, "Doc told me years ago I have blockage in my artery, so here we are and I've lost 45% of my heart use. Also, he said I have lots of head body trauma. Doc said I had a heart attack some time back and I didn't even know it. Have felt bad for a while now, but thought I was getting old. This is not fatal as it's between my pancreas, colon, neck. A big thank you to all of you, but I look at it as getting a tune-up, overhaul, tires rotated, oil change, etc. all in one. Prayers are out to Smothers, and we also wish him a speedy recovery." Next up, some possible returns at the 2020 Royal Rumble. Our plans for the 2020 Royal Rumble could have been revealed earlier this month, as WWE could have plans of having 10 superstars from Raw, 10 superstars from SmackDown, and 10 superstars from NXT compete in both the Women's and Men's Royal Rumble. However, there could be a few returns in the mix. Fightful Select reports that both Nia Jax and Ruby Riott could make their return at the Rumble. They noted, "Nia Jax is back at the WWE Performance Center preparing and training for a return. WWE's internal list has her as January 2020. Ruby Riott internally was listed as the same date." Now, Nia Jax hasn't been seen in the WWE ring since after WrestleMania 35, where she competed in the Tag Team Fatal 4-Way match for the women's tag titles. It was announced after that Jax suffered an ACL tear on both her knees. Ruby Riott underwent shoulder surgery to repair a bilateral tear in May. Next up, Luke Harper to AEW. Whoa, and we know what you're thinking. No, he's not officially in AEW. But now that Luke Harper has finally been granted his release from the WWE, he'll unfortunately have to sit out from working until 8th March when he officially becomes a free agent. After that, he can go wherever he pleases. But whilst there are no solid rumours that Harper will be going to AEW, Cody had some interesting comments about Harper and thinks he'd make a great addition to the roster while speaking to TalkSport's Alex McCarthy. He would be great as part of AEW. He's a name that when you hear they've asked for their release, you definitely think about that and the next steps for sure. I think he's going to flourish with what he does next. He's very special. Interesting words from Cody. But do you think he'll end up in AEW? After all, AEW needs more heavyweights in the company, to be honest. What are your thoughts? Next up, AEW and WWE going commercial free on Dynamite and NXT. Following last week's unexpected tie rating for NXT and Dynamite, it looks as if the WWE and AEW are pulling out all the proverbial stops for the opening segment of the respective shows, with NXT's championship defense by Adam Cole against Finn Balor announced as airing commercial free. Likewise, Dynamite's opener featuring Hangman Adam Page teaming up with Kenny Omega to battle the Lucha Brothers will air with no commercial interruptions. Since both shows pay the bills through advertising, you can expect some extra commercials later in the show, but both promotions are hoping to keep their viewers tuned in to their respective programs rather than checking out the other guys when the commercials air. NXT is also featuring an NXT Women's Championship match as Rhea Ripley challenges Shayna Baszler. Who do you think will emerge victorious not only in the matches, but in the all-important ratings? Be sure to leave your comments below. Well, whilst we're on the topic of ratings, WWE hits the lowest viewership for Raw post-TLC. This week's edition of Raw had plenty of squash matches, a 50-minute gauntlet match that had no finish, and Randy Orton vs AJ Styles in the main event, but it looks like a good chunk of fans weren't interested in it. Raw drew an average of 2.053 million, which is down 4.5% from last week's show. However, Hour 3 only drew 1.858 million viewers. That's the third lowest in history, including holiday specials. Ugh. It's funny, since this time last year, the McMahons and Triple H announced, "We haven't been doing the one thing our father taught us always to do, listen to our audience. We've been suffocating our superstars and all of that is going to change, and it starts tonight. We're going to give you something new, something fresh, new faces, new matchups. As of now, you are the authority. Well, that worked. And our last news for today, WWE is trying to erase a former WWE Champion. Ambrose, who left the WWE and joined AEW as Jon Moxley, really hasn't been taken well in WWE, as his name has been cut out during the Shield's debut at Survivor Series 2012. In the original video, the Shield hit ringside to triple powerbomb Ryback through an announce table, and Michael Cole called them by their names Ambrose, Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns, and added they were all from WWE NXT. However, in WWE's Top 10 Debuts of the Decade video, they condensed Michael Cole's commentary and blatantly cut out Ambrose's name entirely. We're surprised that WWE didn't go all the way and digitally edit Ambrose out of the segment, giving all credit to Reigns and Rollins. Is WWE being too petty with Ambrose leaving for AEW? Let us know in the comments down below, subscribe if you haven't already, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.